Hi, I'm Kurt Kelly for Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter with coverage from NAB 2012. In this episode, Jovan Bacic, who is the Assistant General Manager of Radio Television Vojvodina, John David Ware, who is the founder of the 168 Film Project, and a special celebrity spotlight on actor, director, producer Eli Roth, talking about new technologies and innovations. All that and much more coming up in this episode of NAB 2012 from Las Vegas.
I'm Nicolas Baudon. I'm Marketing and Communications Director of EVS, and welcome to NAB 2012 for Actors Reporters.
Welcome to NAB 2012, live from Las Vegas. From Las Vegas, it's NAB 2012.
We're here in Las Vegas, woo! With Kurt Kelly on Actors Reporter, and I'm Marylis Monton.
Welcome back to Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter, NAB 2012 coverage from Las Vegas. And now meet Jovan from Serbia, who is the Assistant General Manager for Technology and Development of Radio Television Vojvodina. I'm Kurt Kelly with Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We are at NAB. I hear sirens going off in my head. There's all kinds of excitement here. And Jovan, you are from the other side of the world for this event.
Yeah, I'm from Europe. I'm from Serbia, actually.
As an engineer, what brings you to this convention?
Yeah, this is the biggest world convention as I know. And then you have the new developments, and in the view from the guys from Europe, this is where you can see a little bit the future. What is happening in the broadcast industry and the broadcast workflows. I think everything is changing because we have to be aware that life is speeding and the communication is speeding. So even I started in a classical broadcasting when the television was a TV set without no remote, with an evening chair sitting and sofa sitting.
Was this black and white or color?
I started with color, of course.
Okay,
Just checking. But I started watching a black and white television set even in a rather developing country at the time. In ancient Yugoslavia, we had not every apartment had its own TV set. So on Sundays evening, when there was a family soap opera, there were people gathering around.
How have you seen in your time in entertainment, in television and engineering, things change over the earlier years in your career versus even in the last couple of years?
News program, you had entertainment, then the dramas, and it had to speed up and to mix a little bit. Everything is faster. Then there's a lot more competition in. Now, once the people got remote controls, they can go from your channel to another one without getting out of the chair. And then with the satellite, with cable distribution, even in my country, we are able to watch practically 80 to 200 programs in every household. You just have to be in a very good touch with your spectatorship and to study the potential spectatorship, because you should go towards the new spectatorship. All the guys that used to do for the secure ones and the steady ones, they had to pass their leadership to somebody else, somebody that is watching the future and that is adapting his job to the future.
What's the most amazing thing, if you had to pick something that you've seen or learned at this show? What would be that most amazing thing?
For example, I've seen the speed camera of 1,000 pictures. That is quite amazing. What picture quality has those cameras that are not only able to shoot many pictures, but many pictures with broadcast quality. On the other hand, I've seen the presentation of James Cameron in the Christie Pavilion, which showed me the way the cinema industry will go with 48 frames, with 60 frames per second. So the problems that I've noticed in the first 3D cinema, I couldn't stay to the end, even if it was Avatar. Now it seems that they found a way to make the 3D more pleasant to watch, without the interference of all the details that we are not used to in classical television.
Up next, we have Kurt Kelly, who's going to be interviewing some innovators who are making headway in the broadcasting market, crossing all platforms of media. So you don't want to miss out, and stay tuned for some great stuff coming up. Thanks.
So now this is an interesting job at NAB. You come to NAB and you become a Sony real-life mannequin display model. They will sit here during the show and just look lovely. I know that when I was at NBC in Chicago a few days ago, that it was some people who had left NBC to start a company called RCS, or Radio Computing Services, and they were people who started some of the first music scheduling programs and then databases to tell people in towns about music and chronological history and other information, and then got into audience research. So sometime during the show, we're going to get caught up with some RCS people. Coming up next on our coverage of NAB 2012.
We decided to make a competition that actually made it as easy as possible, because filmmaking is pretty difficult, and gave them tracks to run on and an exhibition that was really great and something that they could sink their teeth in. We wanted to make it a time production contest based on scripture.
Hi, I'm Tony Orchard with Intel in front of the Thunderbolt booth here at NAB 2012. Hi, this is Rob Belle-Isle with Toshiba International at the NAB show, and I'm here with Kurt Kelly, an Actors Reporter.
Hello, my name is Nathan Devore. I work for Vanacore Music. We are a music production company. We're music producers. We write music. We got a huge studio and a lot of composers working for us. We also have a music library, so we license a lot of music. But we do a lot of shows. We do the music for Survivor and Apprentice and a lot of Discovery shows, Dirty Jobs, West Coast. What's showing right now? Survivor showing, American Chopper showing on the TV. So the difference between us is that we're the sole music suppliers for these shows. We write it all custom, work with producers and editors. They tell us what they want, work with them on their vision and create it new in our studios. And we also license a lot of music online too.
This is Nick Saber from the Pulse Network at thepulsenetwork.com. You're watching Kurt Kelly from the Actors Reporter.
And now meet Alexis Franks from Cohn and Wolfe, PR firm for Prime Focus Technologies. Prime Focus has a new technology. It's called Clear. It's the world's first unified content operation platform. So what's your involvement with Clear and the technology company?
So I represent their public relations. I come from an agency out of Los Angeles, so I'm here helping get some media, good folks like you guys, and get some buzz around this amazing, innovative content management company.
So someone who is newer, who hasn't been to NAB, what's your first impressions?
Well, I've kind of done the trade show circuit, so I understand how it works, and it's just a big networking event. And I think that this NAB especially, it's been great because people are very interested. It's fun to get people sort of well versed on what we're doing and what this is about, what this Prime Focus Technologies does for people and for companies. And for me, it's interesting because I'm new to the company and I'm learning just along with everyone else. So,
I heard a statistic yesterday with someone we interviewed who happened to be the vice president from NAB, Dennis Wharton, and he had cited a statistic of, in this convention being over 100,000 people and over 1,600 vendors, that there will probably be, just from this convention alone, about $150 billion worth of revenue coming out of this convention. In seeing the technology of this company and what you do, I think that number is probably conservative now.
Right. I think I would have to agree. I think that some of the technology here and just the ideas alone, I feel like cost more than that.
Who have been some of the more interesting people you've seen coming into the booths, and what are their revelations as they come in?
So because I sort of handle the media and getting the word out there about Prime Focus, I know we've had HBO and big networks sort of that are more customer based, but as far as media goes, I know people are very interested. A lot of B2B and technology trade pubs, and those sort of people have been in and out, and definitely worth getting information about. The Cohn and Wolfe is my public relations agency, and we have clients from Radio Shack and LG all the way to beauty and health like Sensa and beyond, and then from Smuckers to Hilton. So we're kind of all over, but we definitely like to stick to the consumer technology and more technology centered. We just like being in that space. It's a lot more. It changes so fast, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Coming up, meet Eli Roth, who is a producer, director, actor, who got his start watching Ridley Scott films. He'll be coming up soon in a celebrity spotlight on NAB 2012 from Las Vegas.
Hi, my name is Pat Harris. I'm with Cycle Sports TV, and today we're here with Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter.
Now let's meet John Ware, who is the founder and president of the 168 Film Project. And 168 Film Project includes worldwide filmmakers and writing competitions that are assigned in competitions during a week. They have to produce their entire project. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We're at NAB 2012 in Las Vegas. I'm with John David Ware, who is originally from the Midwest like myself.
Yes, Columbus, Ohio. I'm a Buckeye, and I hear you're a Wolverine.
Well, actually, I'm into rock and roll and Motown and Bob Seger. I was really never into sports, so but glad to meet a fellow Midwestern.
Yes, absolutely.
I have an affinity for people from the Midwest, and I'm very impressed with what you're accomplishing. What gave you the idea to start your film project with 168?
Well, I think it was God-inspired, number one, and number two, there were quite a few filmmakers who were kind of saying two words, I'm gonna, and I'm gonna goes only so far before you say, okay, let's see you put your money where your mouth is. So we decided to make a competition that actually made it as easy as possible, because filmmaking is pretty difficult, and gave them tracks to run on and an exhibition that was really great and something that they could sink their teeth in. We wanted to make it a timed production contest based on scripture, because this is out of a church community of entertainment professionals. So we developed the 168. It's kind of patterned a little bit after 48, which started off the time production contest, and we wanted to make it longer and more serious, so that there's a 10-day pre-production period. That includes writing, casting, locations, and schedules. The filmmakers can't start until they get this scripture verse, which is this year's theme is promises. So all the verses have to do with that. They get the verse, they brainstorm, figure out what it means, write, cast, locations and schedules, and get all ready to go for when the gun fires and they can start producing. And then they have exactly 168 hours, which is 7 times 24, to finish an 11-minute or shorter film, if they get it in on time. And locally, they turn it in to us in person. In Africa, China, Indonesia, wherever they are in the world, they turn it in to their DHL or FedEx carrier on time and overnight it to us. If they get it in on time, then they're eligible for awards. And that's, as we all know, the lifeblood of filmmakers, to get an award, to say, hey, I'm an award-winning filmmaker. And that allows us to launch a lot of careers both behind and in front of the camera.
How long has 168 been around?
This is our 10th year, and in 10 years we've made nearly 600 films in about 25 countries.
So who are some of the people that have had their careers launched, one, and two, it's a two-part question, who are some of the people who are luminaries or public figures that people would go, really?
Well, some of the celebrities that have been in our films include, there's been Maggie Jones has had her career launched. She was unknown in 2010, and she won Best Actress at the ripe age of 6 years old.
Oh, that's incredible.
And 2 years later, she's starring in a film after being discovered because of her Best Actress award. She's starring in a film with Matt Damon called We Bought a Zoo.
I remember that movie, yes. Wow, that's impressive.
And one of the guys behind the camera, one of our most promising stars, is Josh Weigel and his wife Rebecca Weigel. They got their filmmaking career started with 168 And their first 2 films were 168 films. The second film won our competition in 2008, and Josh used that to kind of parlay into a calling card so that he could attract a stellar cast and crew. And he made a little film, it's a 20-minute short called Butterfly Circus. TheButterflyCircus.com, and they won $100,000 first prize in many, many film festivals with that film. And it's been downloaded 10 million times. It went completely viral.
Nice.
And then he was able to parlay that into a career. He got signed with CAA, Creative Artists Agency, as a director.
Yes.
And now he's shopping a feature-length script, and he's raised quite a bit of money. He's shooting for more, and so he's one of our brightest stars on the horizon.
Now, you also have people like Corbin involved and other people who have been here at NAB speaking on your behalf.
Yeah, Corbin Burnson, he attended both last year and this year's Faith and Film Summit, which is in partnership with NAB. This was our second year, and what we do is a bit of networking, education, panel discussion. And this year, the topic of the panel discussion was Show Me the Money. How is faith and family film going to be financed in 2012 and beyond?
Put your money where your faith is?
Exactly. And so Corbin came in, and his style of financing films is revolutionary. And he's very prolific as a filmmaker. He's got the star quality because he's on TV right now. And he's able to go into a community and say, hey, we want you to raise the funds for my movie, and we're going to, in turn, use you as cast and crew on the film.
Wow. Yeah, so we're creating jobs for you helping us to create a project.
Right. And it's a really cool relationship. Corbin makes great films, so we interviewed him, and that was fascinating. Also, this year we interviewed Kevin Sorbo.
Right.
And talked about, he had 3 strokes during the taping of Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, and that, was covered up by the studios. At the time, protecting their investment. You want to say, oh, wow, they were kind to keep you on. No, it was about money. It always is about money.
You're behind the table in Las Vegas with the Actors Reporter and Kurt Kelly. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Our continuing interview with Ann Fellman, the product manager from Rimage Signal Online Publishing. How is the business model? Is this a subscription-based or end user paid to be part of the membership?
So it's publisher. So
it's
organizations that have content,
right,
they're going to purchase Signal. It's a SaaS-based product. So it's
SaaS-y product.
Yeah, a SaaS-based product. So when you deal with SaaS, you're looking at typically annual contracts, but you look at things from a monthly basis. The contract is based on the number of devices, because again, the publisher is going to be publishing out content to a multitude of devices.
Do you have the scalable from mom and pop all the way up to Fortune 500, or is it targeted more for large companies?
Mom and pop all the way up to Fortune 500. I think what's great is because it is a cloud-based product, that scalability, we can handle the smallest, we can handle something really small up to very large. What's great is you can install and get going in a matter of minutes, and that's where the power of the cloud comes in, is because the cloud can scale up to meet your demands.
Fascinating. I appreciate your time. Ann Fellman, you're with Rimage Signal Company.
Rimage Corporation, and the product is Signal Online Publishing.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. I'm Kurt Kelly from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. We'll be back with more from NAB 2012. Now we do the Celebrity Spotlight with Eli Roth, who began shooting on Super 8 films at the age of 8 after watching Ridley Scott's Alien and vomiting, deciding that he too wanted to be a producer-director. He's also known for his role as Donnie, Bear Jew, in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards, for which he won both a SAG Award and a BFCA Critics' Choice Award.
I've actually been tempted to do something in the television space that was horror related, but I always felt that the medium wouldn't allow me to do what I think I do well and what the fans expect from me. And I was really, really excited by Brian McGreevy's novel, which I thought was so meticulously well researched in the mythology of werewolves and vampires and Frankenstein, and set it together in this incredible Twin Peaks kind of story, which for me was always the benchmark of the greatest television. And so we started talking about, I was looking at where television was going with Boardwalk Empire and Game of Thrones, and it really seemed like the most interesting dramatic storytelling was this long-form drama. And what excited me about Netflix was the idea that we could, do something like this and do it, as one long 13-hour movie, basically.
Paul Deverman with New Blue, Chief Alliance Officer. I'm talking with Kirk Kelly from Actors Reporter.
Coming up on a future episode of NAB 2012, Joe Clawson Smith and Cami Coleman, who are the co-founders of Kameleon Productions. Steve Wozniak. He served as Fusion IO Chief Scientist since December 2008. He's also held positions with HP. He was the co-founder of Apple, and so much more. Stick around. We have continuing coverage of NAB 2012 coming up soon. I'm Kurt Kelly from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Linda Kruse, one of the speakers in the Harmonic booth here at National Broadcasters Show 2012. And if you... Ready? I'm Linda Kruse, one of the speakers at the Harmonic booth. I'm not one, I'm the only one. Hi, I'm Linda Kruse, the speaker in the Harmonic booth at the National Association of Broadcasters. That would be a show.
Now it's time for the NAB 2012 special bonus moments from Las Vegas.
KYW News Radio 1060. They've become familiar with the station's special community programs like Wednesday's Child, Positively Philadelphia, and the Regional Affairs Council. KYW reaches out to the next generation of journalists in the Delaware Valley with the News Studies Student Reporter Program and the KidCast Mobile Studio. They give students the opportunity to go behind the scenes and, in some cases, actually anchor a KYW news story. And the KYW Laptop Daily Double program equips listeners with modern technology, culminating in the donation of a new computer lab to a deserving school in the Philadelphia region. Congratulations and thank you, KYW Philadelphia.
Thank you to the NAB. And all news radio is a very important format to all of us at CBS Radio. I've spent most of my life in the format. I spent 2 tours of duty at KYW in Philadelphia. And the staff there is just amazing. Almost 98% of them are homegrown, come from the market, never leave the market, and really know the local community. And on behalf of Mark Rayfield, our market manager, and Jim Loftus, our head of sales, and Steve Butler, our program director, Dee Patel, our news director, and the men and women of KYW News Radio 1060 in Philly, who's been doing all news all the time for 47 years. And they have never wavered from the promise of giving everybody in Philadelphia all the news they need in 22 minutes. Thank you very much.
The FCC Commission to know that there's so many others in here that deserve those crystals right now, and they can take, I think, real pride with everyone at NAB that America's airwaves are used in such a wonderful way to do so much good. Thank you, everyone. And now we'd like to present a very special award, the Crystal Heritage Award, an award that recognizes radio stations that have won an impressive 5 Crystal Radio Awards. Today we present this award to KUZZ-FM, the third Crystal Heritage Award recipient. KUZZ has been providing their listeners in Bakersfield, California with quality information and entertainment for more than 40 years. KUZZ won their first Crystal Radio Award in 1998. KUZZ gives back to its community various fundraising initiatives, averaging nearly $6 million donated each year. KUZZ's staff of 26 people donates almost 1,000 hours of volunteer work to more than 100 local organizations annually. In addition to receiving the 5 Crystal Radio Awards, KUZZ has been recognized with a variety of industry honors, including Radio and Record Station of the Year, Billboard Station of the Year, the Academy of Country Music Station of the Year, and so it's a particular honor to present KUZZ-FM with the Crystal Heritage Award. Here to receive the award is KUZZ's Director of Community Announcements, Sylvia Carey. I'm going to get this right, Sylvia. Carricker. Sylvia Carricker. Please join me in congratulating Sylvia Carricker.
Telling him I almost didn't recognize me. I'm thinking, was that my name? Close. It sounds like there's a couple of consonants in there. I am so pleased to, yeah. Can I buy a vowel, please? I'm so pleased to accept this on behalf of KUZZ. We want to give all the honor to our owner and CEO, Mel Owens Jr., who never says, well, not never says no. He rarely says no. Very enthusiastic about that. I was here for our very first award in 1998, shaking like a leaf, just as you are. Or not now, maybe, because that part's over. But shaking like a leaf and thinking to myself, when I had a moment, what's amazing is the work that we all consider everyday and ordinary is really quite extraordinary. So if you're one of the finalists, congratulations. It is extraordinary. What you do is awesome. What you do is awesome. Remember what I said in 1998? I stand by it now. I call it conceptual bedrock. Hopefully everyone at the tables is a Crystal finalist. You all know this. So let's spread the gospel, and that is good community service is good business. Live it, learn it. There's a quiz later. Thank you very much for the support.